Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a review on the brand new stick foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. Had this for a few days now and I really wanted to put it to the test before I came on here on YouTube to do a dedicated video on this. So this is Charlotte Tilbury's Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. It's supposed to be a sheer to light coverage foundation stick, a no makeup sort of look. And also, when I initially tried this, I felt it was very similar to the Hollywood Flawless filter. So I figured in this video, I'm going to compare them to you side by side so you can see kind of what I was seeing for how this compares to that if you have the Flawless filter, if you like that, and if you are looking for something in a foundation stick. This is already available for early access on Charlotte Tilbury's website, I believe, and the app. So I'll have everything linked down below, and it's coming to Sephora on the 20th. So I wanted to get this video up in time for you guys to shop if this looks like something you want to pick up. I only did an initial first impression for a short video just so you could see the application of this. They sent me two shades. I'm using number 6 medium. I'm going to swatch both on my hand for you. Number 7 is just a little orange for me. For most days, I think 6 is a better match for my skin. So number 6 is the one we're going to be wearing today. It retails for $62 Canadian. There are 20 shades available. The finish is natural. It is cruelty-free, light coverage, hydrating, stick formulation, and it's said to glide and blend for a weightless second skin finish and glow. The finish is radiant. And I want to say that this is actually more radiant than Flawless Filter. You're going to see it in my side by side. They have a bunch of highlighted ingredients, which I'm just going to throw up on the screen for you guys. You can read that if you're interested in all the moisturizing benefits and skincare that they do have in this formulation. It says it's a super natural foundation that quickly smooths, blurs, and leaves a soft focus finish. Packed with hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, and collagen near, it rapidly hydrates and nourishes for more youthful looking skin. They have some clinical results as well. And I want to get to application on the skin for you. I would say my skin is pretty good. I do have a little bit of generalized redness, obviously freckles, and I actually have a blemish for once. I'm not sure what this is from. I'm hoping it's not from this product. Only time will tell because I've been trying a ton of new makeup lately. Packaging is consistent with Charlotte Tilbury. It matches their aesthetic. It's fairly lightweight. Doesn't have weight to it like the Flawless filter does. I'm going to show you on this side of my face first, which I have more to cover, and show you one layer and show you how sheer this product is. Like Flawless filter, this is something I personally wouldn't wear as is. I know I've been getting questions as if this sets down on the skin. I did find this to be long wearing, and I will get into my wear test at the end of this video. But I do find this sets into the skin quite nicely. And if you're more dry, you probably wouldn't need to set it, but I just think because of how radiant this is, it's so radiant that I actually don't think this looks blurring on my skin, just because of the finish of it. I feel like once my concealer is on, my powder, I love how lightweight and sheer this is on the skin, but just because of the finish for me, because it is radiant, it almost emphasizes my skin, makes it look worse than it actually looks. You can see side by side with nothing on. You can see pores and texture appear because of the finish. And that's just something I wanted to highlight. I have you guys super up close. So if you're really close to someone, you're gonna see this kind of finish. If you're further back, the skin looks less texture emphasizing, but that's something I've noticed with more radiant finish foundations on my skin. I don't find it to smooth my skin. The formula looks smooth. It's just the finish. So that's the only thing that I have to say about it, is that I don't know how a radiant claiming foundation could also be smooth looking unless we're just going off by formula. It does feel smooth. It feels super hydrating on the skin. It feels lovely on and very lightweight. Just like you're applying skincare, it feels like it's super thin and emollient. It glides on the skin effortlessly. It doesn't tug or anything. So for the formula in that sense, I love it. I love how it applies. I love how it smooths on the skin. However, I do find because it is so radiant, and even more so than Flawless Filter, you're gonna get some emphasis on your texture and pores. It's just how it works. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like if you know how to set your makeup and just finish it off, I wouldn't leave it like this myself. I'm gonna show you it built up a second layer, so it is sheer. You can see all my skin pretty much. It just adds this really emollient, dewy glow to the skin and slightly evens out the redness in my skin. But with the second layer, you're gonna see that radiant finish just really go there, and also add a little bit more coverage. So you can build this up slightly. Again, you're not gonna get a medium coverage on this. At best, a light, but I do think this is a more sheer leaning product. A very no makeup sort of finish. However, for look, I would disagree because my skin just does not look like this for no makeup, but for how thin it is, absolutely. It's definitely a no makeup sort of feel to the skin. We look healthy and hydrated. I'm going to go off camera and finish off the rest of my makeup to show you how I personally would wear this with a little bit of concealer and set with powder, and then just my makeup finished off. Also, I personally prefer the look, if I were just to leave it as is, of the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I still like that one better on my skin if I was just going to strictly wear that as is, which normally I personally don't, just because I have more to cover with my skin. If you're a lover of Flawless Filter, I do think you're really gonna love this stick foundation. On first impression, before even comparing them side by side, it reminded me of a stick version of Flawless Filter, so that's why I really wanted to do a comparison for you. But all in all, I do think you will like it if you like that product, just because it gives that similar sort of no makeup look with very radiant skin, if that is your preference. I like a little bit of coverage, and I think adding a more matte concealer to this foundation stick really does wonders for me. Using this stick foundation makes me realize how much I love spot concealing, because the skin looks so good with concealer and this product. It's a flawless everyday base for me. Add a little bit of powder and we're good to go. Love that the stick is super convenient because you can just swipe it on, blend it out, and go. Love application for a stick myself. It's one of my preferred methods, and this combination right here is just match made in heaven. So now I'm just gonna go and show you with powder, because that's just with concealer. It's already looking a lot better for me. Toning down that radiance slightly with a more matte concealer and just giving me the coverage that I personally feel more confident in with this sort of radiant finish. It just kind of tones the pores down. So here is my makeup completed. I didn't use any sort of setting spray with this. I really don't think you need it with how glowy this is, and it is long wearing, which I'm gonna get into now. I thought this was the perfect beach day foundation for me. I had SPF underneath, threw a little bit on, so I had that glowing skin, and I accidentally went under the water, and this photo is at the end of the day still with how my makeup was locked on my skin. I did have concealer and powder on top of the product still. It wasn't just the product on its own, but this is how I would wear it. I think it looks beautiful, finished the way that I did with the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I love a little bit of powder so we still remain glowy. You can still see that glow on the skin, but my skin just looks a little bit more smooth because of that powder, and that's what I personally like. I do think it's pretty. I love that it's long wearing, lightweight, it is hydrating, it checks all the boxes of its claims. I wouldn't wear it on its own myself. I have worn the Flawless Filter, so if that helps you decide between the two, I feel like it is more emollient. However, it lays a little bit thicker looking on the skin. It still melts into the skin, but maybe not thicker is the best way to describe it. Flawless Filter just melts into my skin a little bit better, and it's because of how radiant it looks. It just looks like something more on my skin because my skin just naturally doesn't glow that much. So that's why adding that powder back to my skin personally, this looks more natural, still glowing, still beautiful, but overall, I think a lot of people are gonna like this, and especially if you like Hollywood Flawless Filter. If you're looking for that no makeup look, you have it in a stick and you get that glow to the skin. But just be mindful if you have pores and texture like me. Radiant finishes, it's going to emphasize it regardless. So know that going in, and you won't be surprised at the outcome of that. You can see how my skin looked like with just that on compared to now. I think it looks better now. I love it with spot concealing. I think it gives that beautiful, natural, healthy looking skin. It just looks glowing from within. No highlight at all needed with this foundation. I didn't want to add any except for my inner corner to just match the kind of glow that this foundation gives. So if you're into no makeup, I think you'll really like this. And I was worried it would be too slippery and not long wearing. It lasted through swimming. For me, so it does hold on to the skin, so don't worry about the wear. In my opinion, I think it does wear. Very similar to Flawless Filter, so I feel like you might not necessarily need it if you have that, though it would be something you probably would want to check out if you're a fan of Flawless Filter. So I hope this helps you out decide whether this foundation is something you want to check out or not. I know Charlotte Tilbury always is super popular, super viral, and I do think there's a market for this foundation, and it's nice to kind of see some sheer products out there. Even though I don't typically wear them, I personally like to see myself use that in spot conceal and see how my skin can look even more natural. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the color, medium 6, if you're similar to my skin tone. I hope this helped answer some of your questions on the product, it compared to Flawless Filter, the wear test in this video. I tried to cover it all for you, but if there's anything that I missed that you would like to know about this new foundation, let me know in the comments section below and I will get back to you. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for wanting to know my thoughts and review on the new Charlotte Tilbury Stick Foundation, and I will see you guys in my next video.